Good morning, West USA Realty. My name is Keith Flynn. I'm the Director of Digital Marketing here at West USA. Happy to have you guys on. I don't know what it is. It just feels like it's been a really long week since the last time we had a webinar, but excited to be here. Happy to have you guys on. As always, this is our weekly social media webinar that I host here. And if you ever need to look and find out what's happening, what's coming up, I'll always remind you at the end of the webinar what we have in the pipeline for next week. But you can always visit us at azrealestatetraining.com. It's azrealestatetraining.com for my classes and register, of course. And then for all of our other webinars that we have here at West USA, we've got a ton of CE classes, free CE classes, other educational opportunities, investment, you name it, topics, Monday morning webinar. There's just a ton of different stuff we're putting out in way of content. And you can always find out more about what's happening here at West USA at westusacalendar.com. To find out what's in the pipe and add that to your calendar. So like always, on the right-hand side there of your screen in the panel when you've logged on to the webinar, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, you feel free to jump in there and fire away. Of course, we are in a live environment, so I'll answer all your questions for you as we're rocking and rolling. If you have anything afterwards, any afterthoughts, you can always email me. I'm Keith, and that's KEITH at westusa.com. We have a number of different resources here for you guys as agents, and I'm happy to connect you with anybody who may be able to help out if I'm not able to answer any of your questions. So like we usually do, kick off our webinar. We are fortunate enough to have some sponsors for us each and every webinar. We've got a ton of awesome friends and family in the vendor sphere, whether it's loan, title, mortgage, home warranty, inspection, you name it. You know, the real estate agents here as well as anywhere else in the United States have a great support system when it comes to vendors who are able to help you with your business, moving along with your buying and selling needs. And so wanted to take an opportunity this morning to bring on Bree from VIP Mortgage. Bree is one of our friends here at West USA, and haven't talked to you in a while, Bree. I hope things have been well. Just wanted to say welcome. Excited to have you back on, and take a few minutes to share us what's happening over at VIP Mortgage.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I always love your classes. It's been a couple of weeks, so I'm so excited. So I think things are, definitely crazy right now in the mortgage industry. Right now is a great time for like refinances. We are seeing a lot of those right now. So one of the things that I've talked to a lot of agents about is it's a really good opportunity to just touch base with your clients, because even though you don't necessarily get business directly from a refi, you can be a resource for them. And so it's a great reason to contact them to say, hey, have you seen what's going on? What are your thoughts? Are you thinking, is that a good option for you? Or a lot of times, then you'll find out they're actually looking to move. They're looking, or they've got a friend that might be, or it just kind of opens up the conversation.
Right.
So that's definitely one of the things that I've been kind of talking to agents about doing. But we are here to answer any questions. I do business development, so I have a couple of loan officers who are amazing. So if you do have questions, if you have specific questions, if you want to know anything about kind of what's going on, let me know. I can get you in contact with somebody. But I also love just partnering with agents to kind of figure out what kinds of things can we do to help you with your business? What, is it helping you with your processes? Is it helping you with your marketing? Is it helping you? What is it that you could use that would benefit your business? So I would love to chat with anybody who's interested in kind of just sitting down and figuring out what can we do to kind of take you to that next level.
Nice. And how could they get in touch with you, Sarah?
So I pretty much just type in the alphabet, Bree, B-R-I, at VIPMTGINC.com. I really like the whole rhyming thing, apparently.
Yeah, right. That works. It makes it catchy and memorable too, for sure, right?
Yes. So you can email me, we can get something scheduled.
How are you doing with Instagram? Are you? I know you're pretty active, and obviously we're connected on Instagram. Have you been playing with any of the features? Have you ventured into the real sphere? Putting out any?
So I haven't looked at the real sphere yet. I want to look at it because I was one of the ones that got onto TikTok a little while ago, like actually right before all of the like virus started.
Right.
Um, and my understanding is that it's kind of Instagram's version of that. And so I think it could be super beneficial to kind of have everything in one place. I think social media is such a great tool, and it's a great way to kind of show people who you are without having to actually like be in front of them. It gives them kind of that insight into who you are. They feel connected to you. So I think it kind of adds another element to it. So I'm excited to kind of see like what that does and kind of how that helps to grow people's engagement.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, I'm definitely guilty of that too. You know, I created a TikTok account, but I never actually got into making anything. It's just more of just like kind of consuming it and seeing what's out there. And then obviously with Reels, you know, I have a much larger presence on Instagram, and I've been using it for a number of years, and um, you know, just the functionality of it, and you know, excited to see them obviously adding new elements to it. Now, I'm going to be honest. I've been trying to learn the Reels functionality, whether you know, stopping and editing a video, adding music, and I've done a few things where you know I've recorded them, but I never posted them yet because I'm just still kind of learning. But yeah, it's a trip because you know not not wanting to learning a dance move and then doing some video behind it. But yeah, as far as connecting with other people, other influencers, I mean, it's an awesome platform, and I'm sure there's some agents out there who are rocking it. But yeah, we'll jump into you know some content creation and then some of the new functionality. I didn't incorporate Reels into this slide because it's still kind of new, and I'm certainly not one that's going to push something that I'm not doing myself. But you know, I know if anybody on the call who's been jumping in there or doing some, love to connect and find out more about that. But I know we'll have to get together. We'll have to get together, Bree, and we'll do a Reels dance off or something and have fun with it.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. My daughter makes me learn all of like the dances that are like ding or whatever. She like keeps me in the know. So yeah, we'll totally. I had a couple actually West USA agents that did a TikTok with me a while back because I was like, no, you guys hide. They're hilarious. Like they're so funny.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah, you know, and
they can
bottom
definitely be
line is,
fun.
and we'll jump into it. Bree, thank you so much. I really appreciate you
Thank
being on
you.
this morning. And you know, and again, if anyone thinks of any questions, feel sure to reach out to Bree, and she'll be a great resource for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. So when it comes to social media, I mean, the reason why, and I get agents asked all the time at the end of the class or at the end of a webinar or an email, they're like, "Man, I have so many other things I need to focus on. You know, when am I going to find the time to do this?" And of course, we're not just telling you to do this for the sake of doing it and wasting your time, but you know, social media certainly is a great way for you to get exposure, build an audience, get a following, use social media as a way for social proof. You know, show what you're doing behind the scenes, working with clients. You know, real estate is a super visual industry when it comes to high res images of your home, the buying and selling process. And so Instagram, Facebook, they're just a natural fit to really showcase that, and it's free. You know, there's no other way for you to really grow an audience and get exposure for your business as a you know personal brand, solo entrepreneur, small business owner. And so there's no real drawback to doing it except for your time. And so you know putting a little sweat equity into it will really uh, gain you the following that you're looking for. And jumping into you know the webinar this morning, I'm going to cover some statistics on you know why is it that everyone is on there and how it's beneficial for you as an agent and why you should be using it. We'll talk a little bit about a personal brand versus a business brand. There's some functionality that comes with one but not with the other. We're going to talk about just the best tips for creating a compelling bio in your Instagram account, on your account, and then you know how we find followers, content creation, with some cool stuff we could be doing to you know get people to stop scrolling and consume your content. Touch a little bit about IG stories. And then, of course, Reels. You know, this is basics again. So this is just for those of you who may have downloaded the app, created an account, but you haven't done anything. or you're looking to start from scratch. And so downloading the app, if you haven't done so, feel free to do that while we're chatting through some statistics, but jump onto your Google Play or your iTunes account and download the app, and we'll get you going. And of course, then some tools, some apps, some things you can use to help enhance for those of you who may have just gotten going, want to take it up a notch. There's some cool tools out there that complement Instagram and can help you create some high value or some high quality content in your posts. So when it comes to Instagram, man, I'll tell you, it's skyrocketing. It is definitely one of the largest, the second most used platform right now. Just surpassed LinkedIn for daily use and consumption of content. But currently, right now, there's 1 billion active users that are using Instagram and growing very quickly. So of those billion, about half of them are daily users logging on. I know I consume content quite a bit on a daily basis. Always remembering to post something, to share something is a challenge. So there's a benefit to that, and we'll talk about that when it comes to the algorithm and how Instagram wants to see content creation from you. 80% of Insta users follow a business account. I can think of a number of different businesses, entities, groups, e-commerce that I follow because they often talk about and share what's new products, new services, new things that are happening. Everyone takes to Instagram, their Instagram account, to initially launch it. I was just watching a documentary the other day. We're talking about like traditional advertising, back in the day when TV was the king and print media. And, more now than ever, people grab their phone, grab their social media device, and that's where they're making their announcement for new services and new stuff. So 60% of Insta users first heard about a product or a service on Instagram, just to what I was just saying. People are learning about new stuff on social media and specifically Instagram. That's a large amount of people. Over 34% of agents are currently on Instagram in the US. And so that's up quite a bit from the last few years, but still a lot of space and a lot of eyeballs out there. It's crazy because I know if I were a real estate agent, I would be all over Instagram. And to think there's still only 34% of agents on there is a trip. 59% of millennials, well over 60% now, since these stats were about a year old. Largest first-time home buyer is a millennial, are millennials, and they are on Instagram and they are consuming content quite a bit. Instagram posts with a face. If your face is or a face is in the post, Facebook or Instagram has put out statistics that 38% more likes come by way of those who are putting their face or someone on there in your posts. And so this just really speaks towards personal branding. The reason why we're on Instagram is not only to connect with a business or service, but we want to see our friends, our family, influencers. And so anybody who's in the picture, you as an agent, whether you're apprehensive about being in front of the camera, just take that into consideration, that they're going to see a lot more likes. People want to see you. They want to connect. And so when we can't do it in person, especially during this time of COVID and we're reaching out more digitally than ever, it's good to see people are good. We're having a good time. We're experiencing life and sharing all the fun things that come with way of our business. I can tell you, since all this started in March, my inbox has been crazy. I've got people reaching out to me who've either attended a class in the past few years, know they need social media, know they should be putting out content, but were apprehensive about it, or just didn't really feel they needed to right away because we were still connecting with people in person, and we're still meeting people at the branch. We're still shaking hands. We're still out and about at group events, functions, happy hours, business meetings, you name it. And so obviously there's been a huge withdrawal from all that, and rightfully so. Everyone's trying to be protective of one another, and we can curb this thing quickly. But in the meantime, we want to fill in that gap. And so everyone's starting to realize, like, hey, we need to be on social media more. And so my inbox has been loaded full of questions, people wanting to know what they need to do. And so, more now than ever, getting in there, building a presence as a real estate agent is going to be beneficial for you. And then after we get through this, you're going to have a strong presence online. People are still using this way to connect. They're still using this modal in order to figure out more about what you do, how you do it, and why they would consider you as a real estate agent of choice. And so put together 10 reasons for you why a realtor needs to be using IG, why you should be on Instagram. And first and foremost, I mentioned earlier, it's free. I mean, there's really no cost associated with it. For you to get exposure at such a large scale is amazing and not have to pay for it. You know, I've said this before, past. You probably heard this from other social media instructors, influencers over the years. Social media leveled the playing field for a lot of us small business owners, for a lot of us, individuals. We don't have to have a large hundred thousands, $1 million budgets because we don't need to run TV ads. We don't need to have print media. We don't need to have billboards and bus stop terminals. We can do all this, get exposure at no cost, and it's really allowed all of us to at the ground level get some exposure and really get our business out there. If you've got a cell phone, smartphone in your hand and you're not putting content on it right now, you're not in business. People are staring at their phones. This is where they're learning about people, places, things, services, and so on. And so when you're in there and you're on there and they're finding you, you're going to do well when it comes to building an audience. Highly visible for your listings. Naturally, your agent or your buyers and sellers, your seller is specifically going to ask you, like, what are you doing to get some exposure for my listing, to get some people and some eyeballs on the home. You can tell them that you have a very large social media presence. And, naturally, like all your listings, you'll be pushing them on there to get some exposure and hopefully find yourself a buyer. You don't have to compete with Zillow and Realtor.com when it comes to having a budget. You're able to compete on the same playing field they are when it comes to social media. Building an audience, building a following, people discovering you and seeing that you're likable and they want to work with you. Then that really does help you out. You don't have to compete with some of the large national brands when it comes to finding and posting listings. Average income on Instagram is much higher than a lot of the social platforms. Education level as well as income level is much higher for Instagram users. So that just tells you that's a more qualified buyer naturally. Almost 40% of Instagram users have higher level of disposable income. It's found that those who are on Instagram are definitely doing well and have money to spend. Hashtags are the new SEO when it comes to Instagram. Using hashtags. What are hashtags? We'll jump a little bit into that and how many you should be using. Niche hashtags. They will help with your exposure. People use hashtags quite a bit in order to filter and find topics, categories, general information regarding a specific interest. More engagement means a higher ranking. So the more you're engaged with your followers on Instagram, the more you're actually having conversations. The algorithm is grading you as a content producer and how and when people engage with your content. The algorithm is making note of that. And so it rewards you with more exposure for those who are more engaged with their audience. And then last, free marketing. Happy hours. I know we haven't quite been doing traditional happy hours, but I've seen a lot of creative game nights, trivia game nights, happy hours on Zoom. Virtual meetups, virtual open houses, which I do a virtual open house webinar. If you may have missed it, keep an eye on the calendar. Usually circles back around again. And like I mentioned, all these are recorded. All of our webinars are recorded. You can always find our past webinars on our YouTube channel, West USA Realty, on our YouTube channel. And not only my classes, my webinars, but also other ones that we've had here at the brokerage over the last several months. And of course, moving forward. So lots of resources there for you. Great thing about being on Instagram is you have the opportunity to look like a professional with little to no experience. And especially during those downtimes, like maybe you only have one listing or none at all, or you're starting out, there's no reason why you can't use Instagram to go out and showcase a neighborhood, landmarks, historical home areas, neighborhoods that are up and coming. There's a lot of infill lately. There's been a lot of revitalization. You can go out and tell us the story. What's happening? What are you seeing? What's happening in the neighborhood? Find a storyline, whether you're working with someone in the community or an outreach nonprofit. You as a real estate agent are a great connector between your audience and what's happening in the neighborhood that you're looking to get into or that you're owning, and use Instagram in order to do that. And then really just showcase yourself as the neighborhood mayor. That's the most important thing, is that you are establishing yourself as a trusted agent. You are an expert in that area. And by using social media, you will do that and convey that in the form of your content. And especially if you're doing video, because as you know, video is the most retained. The messaging is the most retained. Over 95% of the message in the video is retained because of the use of that form of communication, as opposed to text, or just boring messaging in general. So those are some reasons why you should be on Instagram. I hope you are. Of course, if you are, we're going to jump in right into some tactics. But if you're not and you need to download it, you can easily go and download it through your app, whatever app store you're using, and then go ahead and create your account. So creating an account's not too difficult. Choosing a personal or a professional Instagram is a total option for you. The cool thing is no matter which way you go, whether personal or business or professional, you can always flip back and forth. So Instagram allows you to create a personal account and then switch to a professional. We'll get into the differences and why one may work over the other for you. When choosing your name as an agent, whether your first and last name, best shared practice for you guys is use your full name in your handle. If you wanted to use a tagline or something like Keith sells homes or best real estate or AZ real estate guy, whatever you're gonna do, do your best to have your name at least reflect what it is you do, and especially if it's a professional account, adding in Keith Flynn Realtor or something in regards to real estate will help you out. There's no real wrong name. You just can't identify yourself as a brokerage or as a real estate company. Stay away from that. But you are your own business. You are a 1099. You are a brand. So definitely use your name so people can identify quickly and find you when it comes to doing their homework and learning more about you. All right, so professional profile. I lean more towards a professional profile because the number one reason why is analytics. When it comes to having a professional account, you can, and now keep in mind too, if you have a personal, you can create a second account that's a professional one, and then flip back and forth between the two. I know folks who have multiple Instagram accounts. Maybe they have multiple business interests. Maybe they have different things they're dabbling in. A lot of you guys are entrepreneurs, so you've got more than one thing going right now, and that's awesome. So if you have a personal one and then you have a business side by side, that works for you. Not a big deal whatsoever. Instagram app now allows you to have and link multiple accounts into one app. So all you really need to do is just toggle between the accounts. It used to be back in the day, you had to log out of one account and then log into another. And I've managed a few accounts back in the day for some clients, and you got to remember which one you're in because the local pizzeria may not want you posting photos from the Phoenix Open and having a good time with the friends up in the VIP area. So be mindful of that. Always look to see which account you're in. Keep yourself out of trouble. So with the professional profile, the business profile, like as I mentioned, has a lot of analytics involved that will break down your audience, talk about impressions, who looked at your post, where that post or where that originated from. And as you can see there on the left slide, for our West USA brokerage post, there is a little insights tab. So that insight tab, you click on that and it'll take you into the insights for this specific post on your account. You can break down the individual posts and see how it was discovered. In this particular case, 315 people at the time I did the screenshot had found and consumed the content. You can see how many people it reached and then the impressions, how many times it showed up in their feed. Did they discover this from the home page? So meaning they actually came to the West USA Instagram account and consumed the content from the home. They discovered it either through the hashtag, which let me see if I move my cursor here for you. There you go. 99 people actually discovered this content through the use of hashtags. And so whether it was, hashtag West USA Realty, hashtag AZ Real Estate, AZ Realtor, there's a number of hashtags that exist out there for different interests and topics that can help people find and get your content discovered. And so that really breaks down for you and can see what's working, what hashtags are and aren't working for you in your content. So with a business account, you have your post insights, so you can see who specifically is and where they're coming from. And then on the far right there, you'll see likes. So of the 315 people that discovered it, we have 12 likes, and then I can see who liked it. And by going in to see who liked my content, if there's one person or two or three or four that are not, I'm not following, we want to go ahead and follow them because they took the time out, hit that like button, made a comment, whatever the case may be. You can see who is it that is engaging with my content that I haven't quite or I haven't followed yet, and I can discover them and then hit follow. And obviously, as all social media is, it's a two-way street. So, if you're going to push content out there, go find content and engage with folks as you're using social media. So that's the difference between a professional and a personal. Personal is not going to have any of those analytics. Professional will, and there's a ton of more analytics in there for you too. You can find out the age group of the folks that are following your account. You can see gender, where they're coming from, a number of really cool stuff in there for you to look at. So moving into creating your account, if you haven't already done so or you have an account, your bio is your resume. Your bio really has the quick snippet, the breakdown of who you are, what you do. Looking at your bio, I should immediately be able to see where you're at, what your business is, and then obviously a call to action, your web address, your email address, how can I get in contact with you? And of course, being creative when creating your bio is important. Use your emojis if they're relevant to what the line is saying. You can use hashtags in your bio, which is awesome because again, those are discoverable, and your account will aggregate into those hashtags that you're using in the bio. Dropping in your web address is important. Your website, making sure that's in there as well so people can further discovering more about you. Keep in mind, though, when you're writing your bio, there is 150 words limitation in the bio. So that way you don't have a lot to say, but it's good to keep it short and simple. That will benefit you. And people can move on to your content since once they get a gist of who you are. When creating your profile photo, as a real estate agent, highly recommend kind of an industry standard to use a professional headshot. These phones today are crazy. Recently got the 11 Pro. Amazed at the clarity and the resolution of the camera. So if you don't have one that's decent, find someone, a friend who does, and say, hey, can you take a quick headshot of me and use that for your professional photo on your business. Highly recommend professional photos. Just says more about your business and your professionalism. And of course, if you have two different accounts, having two different photos will also help you keep your sanity so you know which account you're posting in. So it broke down kind of the anatomy of a bio, breaking down on your right-hand side there. It's kind of just a loose blank template of a Instagram profile and a bio. As I mentioned, using a high-res photo or logo in the circle. That is a 400 by 400. So those are your dimensions. If you have any questions about dimensions, where to have photos made, things of that nature, feel free to email me. I can help out. Got a number of resources and free stuff you can use to create some cool content. If you are branding yourself, obviously you want to put your real name. If you have a company, obviously use your company name. You can select your account category so you can identify yourself as a real estate agent in the business, whether you're retail, e-commerce, manufacturing. There's a number of category choices there for you, but choose the one that is obviously relevant to what you do, and that would be real estate. Picking a best matching category for your profile will really help out because you will then folks can aggregate by businesses and see and find out quickly where you are, what you're doing, and what industry you're in. When you're using your description, as I mentioned, there's a 150 character limit, but break the text up into several lines so it's easy to read in quick little short bursts. In this particular example, the emojis are at the front, so the emoji is irrelevant to the line that follows it and the category. So, introduce yourself, tell us about what you do. If you've been in the business for a while, brag about your, time on job. And then, any hashtags that are relevant to what you want to do. And then most importantly, too, remember the call to action. So for free home evaluation, to learn more about this neighborhood or learn more about me, email me, call this number, visit my website, connect with me in my direct messages, my DMs, and you'll be able to give a call to action. Tell your people what you want them to do, and then a couple options for you when it comes to a link. Some options that I like. There's Linktree, and then there is Shorby. Linktree and Shorby, they are a small little app you log into and allows you to drop in one link. So in this case, mine is my link tree is my name. And then that link in there will then take folks to, in this particular case, you can see I've got multiple other ways that they can connect with me. So you're really optimizing the ability for folks to connect with you on many other platforms. And if you go to Linktree or just Google Linktree, you can create a quick account, and when you've loaded in all your links, whether your Twitter handle, your LinkedIn, your website, um, other Instagram account, you name it, whatever you're going to add into that Linktree or Shorby account, you can then take the one individual link, drop it in to the bottom of your bio, and then your call to action can be, connect with me on these other platforms, or hey, if you're anywhere else, here's where I'm at, let's connect. And then they can connect to you, open it up, and they can find out more about you. Really, just again, encouraging more influence and showing folks that you're in other places. If you're rocking a really cool Pinterest account, you've got some cool boards in there that are relevant to the real estate industry. Put your Pinterest account in there as well, and they can connect to you. So that's a pretty solid bio there. Getting ahead of myself here. Hit the wrong button. Connect and get your bio dialed in. A strong bio says a lot about you, and that's the first thing. Like as I mentioned, people see your bio is your new resume. So jumping into your Instagram account, we're looking at our homepage. When someone first visits your Instagram account, we want your homepage to really stand out. And so there's some screenshot options there, some influencers in the industry, as well as Canva, which is an awesome tool that we use. I use quite a bit. I highly recommend agents using it. Entrepreneurs, small business owners. Canva is going to be a fantastic resource for you to create content. And when you jump onto your Instagram account, you see there's a number of things at a clip that you can look at right away. They're going to see your bio, they're going to see your highlight icons, and then obviously they're going to see your most recent content. And so that's an important step for you because it will help you attract new followers. So take a look and just do a quick audit of your account and go from there. So what we're going to look for our friends, we're looking for people to connect with. There is a search tab, the little magnifying glass. When you have your app open, in the bottom of your control panel there, you obviously will see there's a home button. You've got a magnifying glass, the plus symbol, the heart, and then, of course, your profile photo at the bottom. That is a navigation that is stationary, static, doesn't move much at all, if any. And so you're going to do a search to discover friends. You're looking to find people. We're going to look at the search feature from a number of different perspectives. If I'm typing in a specific keyword like Arizona real estate or Arizona realtors, if I'm looking for friends or family, this is a way for us to organically go out and find individuals on our Instagram account and see who's out there that we may not be following, and then start to follow them. Like social media, like all social media, as I mentioned, it's a two-way street. And so, there's a balance, there's an arguable balance day by day that you should be following a certain amount of people and start following new people, engaging with content, meaning commenting, reposting, and there's a balance there, a formula that the algorithm is watching. And so do your best to at least follow, 3, 5, 10 new people a day, add them in, start following them. A good social media savvy person will follow you back. They'll consume your content for a little bit, just as much as you are of theirs. Whoever you decide to follow, jump in there, see what they've posted, see what if there's any interest, consume their content, and then obviously engage them. And now whether you're going to share or comment on their content and write a long comment post, whenever you do comment, try your best to at least comment with a 4 to a 5 word sentence. If you just do like a thumbs up emoji or cool or 2-word, like love it, the algorithm is looking for a true comment. So if you're going to comment on people's content, try to say something a little more like a full sentence, 4 to 5 words to really help out. You're going to get ranked higher, and it will help out with your algorithm, and then you'll reciprocate that in the way of discovery when you push out more content as well. So I like to jump into the search feature every now and then, type in Arizona real estate, and see who's out there that has those 3 words either in their bio, in their past content, has identified themselves as a real estate agent. And you can see not only what or connect with other agents, but you can see what they're doing. And a good ethical life hack is to see something that someone else is doing, and if you like it, then how can you take those ideas, replicate that, and add that into your social media creation? So we talked a little bit about, I touched a little bit about the algorithm. I wanted to share with you guys some more information about how the algorithm works. So basically, it shows new posts to a small number of followers. The algorithm's goal for you is to basically take your content and start to share it out with folks who are consuming content, looking at different topics, using the use of hashtags. And the algorithm is not only watching what you put out, but they're watching how you engage and how people engage with your content. And so it's recognizing likes, comments, saves, shares. I save content into collections, which is an awesome tool, an awesome way for you to, if I want to watch a video or it's a long form carousel post or something, I don't have time to look at all of it, so I'll save it and go back to it later, especially with tips, tricks, best share practices. If you're following anybody who's putting out educational or entertaining content, you can save these. And so when the algorithm sees the content being saved, it's telling the algorithm that this is something worthy, a high value. And so that'll help you with boosting your algorithm as well. It compares your post to your past posts to see how well past have done over new. And so if you're getting better at it, you'll be rewarded naturally by more organic content, more audience. Instagram shows it to more people. If it's better, they'll show it to more of your audience. If it's worse, no one's really if they're scrolling past it and they're not engaging with it, the algorithm sees that and it's starting to ding or devalue the content. And so it forces you to really start pushing out some good stuff. Now, there's a lot of, jokes or dad jokes or political stuff people won't engage with, and that's fine. I mean, that's going to happen. Not a big deal, but, as long as you're following the 3 E's, it provokes emotion, it's entertaining, or it's educational, then you're good to go. Definitely want to make sure you're providing a high value content. And if it's not value, at least it's entertaining, positive, and keeps people engaged, looking for more content from you. And of course, if your content performs well, then they're going to show it on to more people, and then you'll hopefully make it to the explore page, which if you do, that's awesome, because that's a tough one to do. That means a lot of people are engaging with your content, and you're now going to be right there on that first screen, like basically reaching the first page of a Google search result. So again, if you have questions or comments, guys, feel free to jump into the chat log there. Happy to answer as we move along. So when you're creating your content, there's a lot of content you can put out there. People ask me all the time, like, well, what should I post? Like, what's high value? What's entertaining? So I put together some topics for you here that do really well, statistically do really well on Instagram. Instagram, while they won't necessarily tell us what their algorithm is looking for, they are periodically known to push out what works well, what doesn't, what people want to see more of, what are people engaging with, so that us as marketers can replicate that and implement that strategy into our content creation. And so quotes do really well, whether it's a motivational Monday. I know we do that here. We love to push out motivational Mondays, kind of get your week going. Lifestyle posts are super big with Instagram. You can probably see a number of influencers, lifestyle posts, natural fit for the real estate industry, since lifestyle is a big part of where we decide to live. A lot of folks, do take into consideration nightlife, restaurants. Well, I know we're not doing a ton of it, but it definitely in the past and will eventually moving forward has a lot to do with deciding on where to live. As a real estate agent, if you're putting out awesome lifestyle posts about living in an area, this is what you can expect when you move here. This is great schools down the street, splash pads, will definitely be a great play for you in your content creation. Open-ended questions. We have folks who post a lot of poll questions, whether it's a before and after, which one did you like? Would you rather live, in a cul-de-sac or on this street, or, asking questions, open-ended questions will really encourage folks to engage with you on your social media. Testimonials. Obviously, no one wants to see someone who's braggadocious, but it's good to take content, what we call user-generated content, or in the marketing industry, user content, and then repurpose that for marketing needs. A lot of agents, good play. Take a screenshot of your Google review, your Realtor review, your Zillow review, wherever they're posting your review. You can grab a screenshot of that or type it out from scratch and do a nice little post from the use of Canva. And then, say thank you to that particular reviewer, especially if they're on Instagram. You want to tag them in the post. And it's a nice little humble way of showing that here's some social proof, here's a testimonial, and you can use that as an Instagram post for sure. Behind the scenes is a huge one. People want to know what's happening as a real estate agent, whether they're at close, escrow, handing keys over to the first-time home buyers out in the front yard with the just closed sign, whatever behind the scenes. People want to see what all goes into it. You could do a quick little video on like what goes into, writing a letter, an offer letter, what to expect once the seller accepts the offer. Just little snippets of what all goes into being a real estate agent. At the same time, not only are you educating, but you're also showcasing your abilities and the fact that you know what you're doing. And so that speaks a lot towards you being an agent and helping in that decision to hire you on at the end of the day as an agent. Fun facts about neighborhoods. I see a ton of agents who push out content in regards to like, they'll find an old photo of a neighborhood or a street and then maybe go take a new one of their own and show those side by side. I remember back in the day when Bell Road was 2 lanes either way and there was no sidewalks. So I've been here a number of years, and so showcasing. Look! Here's your neighborhood 20 years ago, and it's just a dirt road, desert lot. We go out and ride our quads and ATVs and everything out there, and so have fun with it. Showcase fun facts about areas and about the home selling process. Storytelling is a fantastic topic. Video content. Video is going to be number one. You'll hear me talk about video quite a bit on this webinar. You could do featured posts. You can pin your post to the top if you're going to showcase a new home or a new listing. Before and afters are a huge one, especially if the before and after, because if the after exists because of what you told your seller to do and it helped in getting offers and the home was not on the market that long, then yeah, by all means, showcase your expertise and why you are the agent that they hired. And of course, listing photos. We'll talk about carousel ads. When creating listing photos, think about what visually people want to see. Now on the left here, if you're looking at these two photos side by side, which one's more stunning? Which one's more appealing? You as a real estate agent, first impressions, and you guys know that are everything. So if I'm going to post a photo, which one's going to scream the most? Which one's going to get me to stop scrolling? A dimly lit one on the right that has no details to it at all, or a fantastic interior shot of the living room. And if you notice below the photo there are several little dots right below the image. This little icon here tells me that there's more than one photo. And up in the upper right-hand corner where it says 1 of 5. Now, carousel ads are super, super, super smart play for you to game the algorithm. When I say game the algorithm, if I'm scrolling through your social media feed and I see one image of a crappy looking photo, I'm going to keep going. I'm not even going to bother to read the description or anything about the home. However, if I see that this has multiple images, a stunning attention grabber right here in the center, and I see there's more than one photo, I'm going to stop and I'm going to swipe left and look at all the photos. When you stop scrolling and you swipe left, I'm spending considerable time on your content. The more time I spend on your content, I'm telling the algorithm that this is high value and worth my time. So carousel ads are a smart play, even if it's just 2 photos, indoor, outdoor, or, backsplash, full kitchen picture, close up of the backyard or the pool. At least more than one photo will help increase your reach and tell the algorithm that you have great content because I'm stopping and looking at all the pictures. And so that's a smart play for you guys. Highly recommend, especially as a real estate agent, incorporate that into your content creation for your listings, for your neighborhood. If you want to start with an exterior shot or a landmark shot of a neighborhood and then work your way in, each photo revealing more about the neighborhood, do that because we will benefit you guys considerably. I know I've been trying to add more of that into my content creation, even if it's just one or two photos, two different looks. Models, you'll see models all the time on social media. There's two different looks, three different looks of the same outfit. A lot of influencers use this to their advantage, and you as a real estate agent can do that as well. So the use of collages and the use of carousel features will bump and game the algorithm for you and help you out considerably. So whether you're doing a carousel ad on the left there and then swiping to the left and going through the photos, the images, maybe you've got multiple listings, like, hey, this month I've got 5 listings and each one is an interior shot of the home. And then your future posts can break down one specific listing and you can go deeper into what more the home has to offer. Or you can use a collage on the right-hand side there, and you can show multiple images in one picture. Even though this is not a carousel ad on the left, a collage is still going to get me to stop because there's more for me to look at. It's just not one exterior shot of the home and then I move on. I'm actually going to stop and grind on this photo for a second and look and go, okay, cool. There's a wider shot of the home on the hill. There's a closer shot of the back door. Oh man, it's near the water. So I'm going to stop and look at this, and then it's going to get me draw my eye and look more at the content on the right and read more about the description. So collages are easy to do, again, through Canva. There's a number of different software applications out there. There's some apps out there for sure you can make collages, and then you can export that collage into your Instagram and then go from there. So Instagram stories. I get a lot of questions about Instagram stories. Stories is a pretty fun one to use. Stories is going to be kind of like your minutia, just your day-to-day stuff. Statistically, it's shown that if the combination of both posting on your main feed and then using stories are going to be very advantageous for you because it helps you with a multi-prong approach to driving traffic and creating more engagement with your Instagram account. Safe practice to do is at least post once a day on your main feed. And that's going to be the main feed when they visit. It's a static image. It doesn't go anywhere. Post once a day, at least once a day to your main feed, and then on your stories 3 to 5 times a day. Stories will be, walking into a home, or maybe you're in an office meeting, or maybe you're sitting with clients or they're closed. It's kind of like behind the scenes. I've seen time-lapse videos driving from one appointment to the next, and they'll do something fun like busy, busy day. Stories has a lot of fun opportunity for you to create behind the scenes and push some content as your day goes along. The stories taps into what they call FOMO, the fear of missing out, because with stories, your story or your post for that particular post will disappear after 24 hours. Now, it doesn't disappear, meaning that it can never be seen again. You as a Instagram user can access your stories again in your archive, and then you can use those to, I'll jump back here. Stories will live under your, on your main homepage here. You'll see right below your bio, this is going to be your highlights. You can aggregate and then decide where your stories can live for folks to consume at a later date, whether it's the family, social media, listings, classes, whatever your categories are. People can create these and make those highlights however they want them. And then you can aggregate and then drop in your stories as you go into those categories. They can live on, not only for you to consume, but for you, your audience as well. So story is a nice mix of having both a news feed or in your feed post and then having stories complements and will help out with the algorithm as well. Folks will just post content to the feed, but then they never really do any stories. Having a mix of both will really benefit you, and have fun with it because stories has a lot of fun stuff in there. When you post a story, there are a number, you can do overlays, call to actions, you can share your comments, thoughts, whatever you want to share. And then one of the cool features about the stories are animated GIFs. A GIF is basically as you can see, an animation, a flashing movement that people add to enhance their posts. They can express more of themselves, have fun with them, use the stickers. There's a ton of them in there based on your keyword search, and so. Not too long ago, we created some animated GIFs that you can add to your content as a West USA real agent. And we've got a number of different little stickers and little animations that are relevant to you and your process. So maybe you're having an open house or you're announcing one. You've got a new listing. You can drop the just listing in the corner there. You just sold a home. It's okay to share and celebrate those small accomplishments. And so we've got some personal, or not some personal, we've got some business branded ones for you to use as an agent here with West USA. You can tap on those and add those stickers to your story and enhance and really take advantage of expressing yourself in a unique and fun way. And so, of course, not just ours, but a ton of other fun ones in there as well. Happy hours, you name it. And so, oh, there we go. I'm playing a video for you there. So that's what they'll look like if you did a search for West USA. Take advantage of those stickers. I know we've had them up for several months now. And, I have to keep pushing it because they do exist, but they are a huge element and a piece to the Instagram experience. And so we've got some branding on there for you guys can take advantage of. So as I mentioned, a number of fun things to do when it comes to Instagram stories, stickers, doodles, hashtags. You get a featured hashtag. You can drop a hashtag on there. They are searchable. They do show up and help with discoverability. And so if you're not using stories, try to implement that into your content creation. A nice mix of the two will benefit you certainly and get you some more exposure for your Instagram account. Polls are really popular. If you wanted to ask a question of an agent or of someone who's following you, if you wanted to push a poll, you can add in AB answers, ABC answers, and then the nice thing is as people click on the answer, you can go back to that post as a creator and see how people are answering them. I know one of the popular ones is they're just like, ask me any question or ask me a question about real estate. And then people will ask a question. As you get those questions, you can repurpose those and push those questions out as content and then answer them. So now you're using that as a way to showcase your knowledge and expertise. I know some folks, little tip here. I know some folks who will reach out to some close family and friends, people who do follow them on social media, kind of give them a heads up that they're going to ask me a question. And they'll kind of, they'll plant someone in the audience per se, and they'll say, "Hey, ask me about the, 3 ways to get pre-qualified or how to go about getting pre-qualified." So they'll kind of prime their social media a little bit. Mom will jump on or best friend will jump on and then they'll respond, and then they'll push out their content. So it looks like it's more organic, but have be creative if you think outside the box and prime your social media, because when people see that others are doing it, they're more apt to join in, and then you'll start getting some actual questions from people in the audience. How, if possible, can you add a GIF with your headshot to the Instagram database? Awesome question, Dustin. I did a number of hours of research on this. So there's a if you go to Giphy, GIPHY.com, Giphy.com is the platform that Instagram gets all their stickers from. And by the way, too, when you go to Giphy, you need to create a business account. So as a real estate agent, you would need to create an account and just identify yourself as a realtor. Log on to Giphy. You have to upload 5 stickers. You have to basically have 5 created. And so hit me up offline, Keith at westusa.com. I'll show you more of a breakdown on how to get it done and then how you can create your own stickers through the use of Canva. And by the way, I don't work for Canva. It's just a fantastic tool. And there's really nothing you can't do with the use of that. There's no need to go hire somebody or use Fiverr. And I teach a class on Canva, so look for that as well. And actually, I think it's a great topic for my next one. We'll go through creating GIFs. But yeah, you could quickly animate a headshot of yourself. It kind of maybe ticks to the right, tick to the left. You can do some slight stop motion animation to create your own GIFs. And then once you have 5 uploaded, your account is then active, and then you can start to search your own stickers and then up and post those onto your content. So there is a little bit of a work, a process in order to get it done. But once you do, it's pretty rewarding and it's cool because then people can create content and you can use your own branded stuff. Where do you find the GIFs for West USA Realty? So if you're in your app and you take a photo, let's say you're in your app in the from tap on the home icon in the bottom left hand corner. And now go to the camera in the upper left-hand corner and tap on that camera icon. Now you're in the story mode. You're able to take a photo or upload a video, whether from your camera roll or take a picture of whatever you're looking at right then and there through the use of your camera. Whenever you take a photo of or you shoot a video, now your image or recording is there for you to post. But before you do, in the top, in the up top of the app, there's a little square smiley face. That's your sticker icon. When you tap on that sticker icon, you now have a search feature at the top of the bar there. You're going to type in West USA, and all of our GIFs will pop up for you there. You'll see them dancing around. There's a number. We've got a couple logos. We've got the home icon, the house. We've got the little pin. So if you just type in West USA, you should see those, and then tap on that and manipulate it, move it around the screen, drop it in the corner, wherever you want to put it. So hopefully that works for you, Eric. If you have challenges, email me and I'll jump on a call with you and we'll walk through it together. So some really cool next level stuff you could do for your Instagram stories. There are templates, again, on canva.com. They've got preset templates on the Canva. There's a few apps for you guys to use as well where they have templates. I found just in a quick search on Canva, real estate folks had just grab these templates and drop in the photos for your listing. Maybe it's a single image with an announcement on just listed or a reduced price, a number of really cool templates. And these are all customizable. So you can change out the color on them, change out the font based on if maybe you've got a pre-existing logo brand that you want to really push and have some cohesiveness, some continuity in your colors. You can manipulate any of these templates to fit your needs and really take your stories to the next level. Again, when you put out high-res content, high-res imagery, it's really going to be beneficial because that's what people are used to seeing on Instagram. And so take a moment to learn a new skill set. If it comes by way of using a template, they are highly used and used often, and you can use these to your advantage when it comes to creating content. And the cool thing is, too, is you can save these templates. They're saved, so you don't need to reinvent the wheel each time. All you need to do is just go in and drop in the new images based on your needs and your new listing. So I put together some tips for you guys just to kind of recap and anchor in why we're using Instagram. Highly recommend posting daily when it comes to your main feed. So that's your grid. That's when someone first visits your Instagram account, they see your past posts, the ones that don't go away. At least post to there once a day. When it comes to your Instagram stories, highly recommend that you post short, educational, entertaining, or something that's funny in that content, behind the scenes video clips daily, just little things like that may stand out for your content creation. And again, the algorithm wants to see you doing this on a daily basis, so do your best to push your content onto your Instagram account. The quality over quantity, for sure. For your feed, high quality photos, high res pictures. That's what we're used to seeing. Kind of have that in our cameras now, so there really shouldn't be any reason why you're not taking good photos. I know it's hot out there right now, so if you can, remember to wipe your lenses so you don't get that dream sequence look going on, with sweat, makeup, and everything else. My base gets on the camera lens. No, I'm just kidding. You want to make sure to wipe that lens off so you get a really good high quality photo especially when you're shooting a home. Set yourself a schedule. Get an editorial calendar. You can do a simple search on Google for social media editorial calendar. Earmark certain days of the week, certain days of the month where you maybe cover a specific topic. Maybe the first Monday of the month recaps the previous month, and you could do a quick 30-second video on the market stats, what you found to be in the neighborhood. Home values have gone up 6, 7, 8% in that neighborhood. Maybe you find the listing for the home that sold the highest in that neighborhood. And just the largest sale last month was a home for 675 in your neighborhood. This is again showcasing that you're aware of what's happening in the neighborhood, establishing your expertise, and then using social media in order to put out that high value content. Use a lot of cool apps. I got some apps for you guys. Unfold, in stories, there are some really cool apps that can help enhance and will complement your social media creation. Be mindful, some of them do have a cost associated, whether it's $2 or $3 a month, but there are a number of apps that have preset templates. So you just give that appearance of like having rocking content, but all you really need to do is worry about just dropping in an image or two. Spotlight the good in the neighborhood. Talk about more now than ever, content creation for your stories, nonprofits, food banks, charities. You can create what I think is that in stories, they're 10-second clips, and I think you can do up to 6 or 7 clips at a time. So if you did have a video, the software will break down the clips for you. If you did a quick question and answer with somebody, a small business owner, cafe, deli, small mom and pop shop, I've always been all about local first. Support local businesses. Get out there, showcase these folks who are struggling right now. They're trying to make ends meet. If they've got different hours of operation, they're only doing curbside pickup. Maybe they have an adjusted menu. What are they doing? Anything to reach out to people who can't, get groceries? What services are out there? Highlight the good in the area. Be the connector and be that agent who's in the know, the neighborhood mayor. And by using these topics, you'll really showcase that. Work with someone in the local food bank that maybe services an area. How can we help out this time of year? If they need food year round, it's not just about the holidays. And so, what are you doing to help connect? Water drive, things of that nature. Use Instagram stories for those quick little, hey guys, just got here to the Desert Mission Food Bank. They are really in need of canned goods right now, soups, things like that. If you're looking to donate or you want to help out, this is where you can send it. This is who you can call. Real quick video, just real quick. Hey guys, 3 best splash pads in the 85085 area are, this one here, that location there, this location there. And hey, if you happen to spend some time one day, drive to those locations and get a quick clip of you in front of those splash pads. And then again, you're establishing yourself as a neighborhood mayor. Great place to live. Did you guys know they have a community pool, whatever the case may be? Work with your lenders, stagers, your title reps. Maybe you want to highlight a photographer who does amazing photography for a home. Do a trade out with them. Drive some business for them. Interview anybody on your camera, whether it's a school principal. I know we've all doing some homeschooling challenges right now. What are some things that we could be doing at home to help with homeschooling? Setting a schedule, finding a room in the house that doesn't have any distractions. Number of cool topics that you can do and use your Instagram stories to convey that. And the cool thing about, remember, if you interview somebody or you get someone else on camera with you, they're going to share that with their friends and family too. And so you tag them in the Instagram stories and offline, like, hey, I'm going to post this up. Love for you to share this with your friends and family, your circle of influence. You're going to get exposure for yourself at the same time, sharing high value content. Hashtags, as I mentioned before, hashtags can work both in your posts, as well in the body and the description, as well as on your stories. So you don't have to use all 30 hashtags, but it will help you with driving additional audience, driving additional exposure to your posts. 7 to 9 is the sweet spot. Make sure the hashtags are relevant. If it's about a listing or a home, don't put hashtag Mike Tyson in there so you can get, people from another category. Facebook does, or Instagram does look down on that. You don't want to hashtag hijack anybody's hashtag when it's not relevant. If you don't have 30, you don't need to do all 30. Find the ones that are hyper niche, the ones that don't have a lot of people following them, in order to get more exposure for your listings or for your content in general. Hashtags are a huge play for you guys. Apps. Number 1 app for Instagram, Canva, for creating content. As I mentioned, Canva, hands down, just a lot of fun. Free. They have the most free stuff before you're asked to upgrade to a pro plan. But even then, I think their pro plan is like, if you pay for a year in advance, it ends up being like $10 a month. So super inexpensive and so much value provided there. Number one video app to edit your videos is InShot. That's a cool app to check out. You can import your pre-recorded videos or shoot right from the app. You can do overlays, clip it, trim it off from the beginning and the end, do a number of cool stuff with that app, and that's definitely one that will then import into your Instagram account. Scheduling plan is a pretty popular one. There is a cost associated with it, but you can kind of plan out what your grid's going to look like, color themes. You can kind of set yourself. You can create your content, load it into plan, and then obviously you can schedule it and post it out for you on certain days and times. That way, your social media gives the appearance that you're active while you're off doing all the other stuff that you have to be as a real estate agent. And then if you're into analytics, you like to geek out on your left brain person, you like to look at stats, the Iconosquare will break down who's visiting your page, how often, what hashtags are popular. You can import your account into that and really get some metrics on Instagram in general. And I also have best share practices too. Like if you want to post certain times of the day, what hashtags are popular. If you're maybe, just starting hashtag is going to be like Arizona real estate. They'll give you some other suggestions on what may work for you. So I know it's a lot to consume. I really appreciate you guys being on with us for this hour. Like all social media, I'm on there. So my big ones are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. By all means, feel free to follow me. If you need to connect, email me. I'm keith@westusa.com. And then if you have any questions, hit me up. I'd love to help out. Of course, I'll follow you if you follow me, and we'll engage and share content together. And naturally, if you did miss any part of this recording or this webinar, our recordings are on our YouTube channel. Next week, I think we're doing Google My Business. Believe it or not, Google has added a lot of new features to your listings. When I say listing, I mean your business listing, being on Google Maps, engaging with reviews. They've added some new features for small business owners, and you guys don't have to identify a physical address anymore. You can just identify a service area, and you don't have to worry about a brick and mortar location. You can jump into your Google My Business listing, and if you haven't already created one, we'll create one together. We'll talk about how to get reviews and how those will benefit you in showing up in search results. So like always, thank you so much for your time. Be safe, be kind. We'll see you guys next week.